Today I'm going to be doing a flawless face for you guys, and I recently stopped putting powder over my foundation because I've been using the Chanel Perfection Lumiere, and this foundation is making my skin look just completely flawless, like nothing's on, but it just gives you the most beautiful flawless look. I know that it is a bit pricey. I'm gonna try to find you guys like a dupe for this that is sheer, so because I know everybody can't afford this. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using my Neutrogena Shine Control Primer, and I only use this on my T-zone because that's where I normally get you know, a little oily. So I'm going to apply this all over. Next, for the rest of my face, what I have been loving just beyond is the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless, and it looks just like this. And I have bought the little trial sizes, and this has lasted me, I think I've had it for over a month now, and it still has more than half in there. And you only need a little bit, so I'm going to apply about that much like this. Just blend it in my fingers and put it from my eyes down. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind concealer, and this is the one that best matches my skin. This one's in the color medium, and what I use this for is before I put on my foundation, like under my eyes, if they are like a little, you know, blue, or if I have any, you know, blemishes, like right now I have that little friend right there, that's what I do this for. I just go ahead and I try to conceal those little spots. Then I just take this flathead brush here, and this is what I usually use for my concealer most of the time. It's by Sonia Keshuk, and you can buy this at Target. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Chanel foundation, and you barely need any, like, I don't even think like a full pump is needed. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply it right there, about that much. And I am just going to dot this all over my face. Now I'm just going to be taking my Real Technique stippling brush, and you can find this at Ulta, and I'm just going to blend it all in. Okay, so now I'm done with my foundation, and this is a buildable foundation, so if I needed more coverage, I could go ahead and put a little more, and it won't look cakey. And that's the good thing about the stipple brush too, that it evens everything out. So now I don't look as white. So now I'm going to go ahead and move to my eyes, and I'm going to be using my NYX eyeshadow base. And I'm just going to apply this all over my lid up to my brow bone. And then today I'm just going to be using my Naked palette. I normally keep my eyes neutral. Sometimes I go ahead and I like smoke it out just a tad bit. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the color Naked right here, and I'm going to apply that to my crease just so that it defines it just a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that it defines it. Oh, and I'm using the Sigma Blending E25. That's the good thing about neutral colors, is that you can't go wrong, you can't mess things up. So you just blend it so easily. It's not a dark color, so you just blend, blend, blend. Then I'm just going to take the color Sin here, and I'm just going to apply that on my lid. And I am using the Urban Decay brush that it comes with the palette here. Now I'm just going to take this BH Cosmetic Fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend in the crease here so that there's no harsh lines from the lid up to the crease. Then for my brow bone here, I'm just going to be using the color Virgin. It's this one here with this Soho. I believe it's like a kind of like a fluffy brush, I believe it is. They have them at Walgreens. So I'm just going to apply that all over the brow bone here. You always want to put like a nice highlight under your brow bone. And just blend it down towards the crease there to blend everything evenly. You can never go wrong with neutral. So I'm done with the eye part there. So now I'm going to go ahead and conceal, and the reason I wait to conceal is usually when I do loose powders or powders like that, I wait so in case there's any fallout, your concealer is going to go ahead and take care of it. So for the concealers today, I want that brighter look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the color Neutralizer, and this is that one color, kind of like a little lighter than the yellow that makes you pop. And then I'm going to be using the NYX or NYX HD Concealer in, let's see, the color Glow, which both of these are lighter than my face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just apply some of this around like this. I'm going to be using both. And then I'm just going to be taking a little bit of this one, and I'm just going to kind of like just tap a little bit in there. Now most of the time I'll use my brush here to blend it in, but I want it to be more of like a more flawless look. So I'm going to be taking my, this is the Soho, you know, knockoff of the Beauty Blender. So I'm just going to pat it all in. And it's not damp today, it's just dry. So once I'm done blending it in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the Fix Plus, and I'm just going to mist the little Beauty Blender there, and I'm just going to gently just pat it around to kind of set it all and lock it in, since I'm not going to be putting powder over it. And normally I would use my Urban Decay De-Slick to do that, but since we are testing out that Fix Plus, we'll just use that today. Now remember, if you guys don't like that whole bright look, you could just skip that. So now that I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and move to my brows. And for the brows, I'm just going to be using my Maybelline Definer Brow in medium brown, and it looks just like this. It's like a little retractable brush, and I just go ahead and shade in the tips here and the ends, and then I put the powder over it. So this is what the brow looks like when I just go ahead and I fill in the front and then the end versus the one that is not done yet. To fill in the rest of the brow here, I'm going to be using the Ultra Brow by Maybelline. It looks just like this, like a little eyeshadow. And I'm going to be using this Revlon double-sided angle and kind of like a shader. And I'm going to be applying powder in those little parts. Okay, so I'm done with the brows, so now I'm going to go ahead and contour. And for my contouring, I'm going to be using my Milani XL, I believe it is, bronzer. And it has two colors here. It has a darker and a lighter. And then I've been doing a slimmer brush. I've been using the Sedona Lace 217. And it gives you more of a more precise, more chiseled, more like, I don't want to say harsh, but it, you know, gives you a more... contoured look. I can't think of the word, but I just go ahead and I contour my sides here. And now to blend that out so it's not so harsh, I'm going to be using my Sedona Lace FB05, and this is normally what I would contour with if I don't want that, you know, very harsh look. So I would just use this one, but this is more of like a softer contour. So I'm just going to blend that out. So next I'm going to move to my cheeks, and I'm going to be using my brand new Inglot blushes here. I just bought these last night, or actually my husband bought them for me. I've seen Inglot, but I never knew that they had the Freedom system, which you can actually go and pick out the ones that you like, but then they already have some set up, and it's not like you're going to get stuck with a palette, you know, that you don't like with like 10 colors, but you only like, you know, one of them. So you can purchase their little packaging, or you could just buy the little pans, you know, the blushes by themselves, and if you have like a Z palette or a custom palette. But it has a little like magnetic corners there, and I believe I got color 21 and 23, and this is like a you know, like a neutral kind of like peachy color, and this is like a coral, you know, light berry color, very neutral. I am so excited to try these for the first time. I'm going to be using this one here, and I'm just going to apply that with my Sedona Lace FB03, and I'm just going to tap, and then I'm just going to do the fishy and start from here and then just blend it out. So now that I've applied my blush on, I don't know if you guys can see it because of the lighting, but it's just a very neutral blush. I'm not sure how it's showing on camera, but this doesn't have shimmer, and normally when I do use a matte blush, I go ahead and apply like some type of shimmer. But today I'm just going to keep a very matte, you know, neutral, flushed look here. And you know, just natural. I don't know if you guys can see it there. I like it. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply my highlighter, and I highlight my cheekbones and my nose. Some people highlight their temples and their little lip here. I'm just going to apply that here with my e.l.f. bronzing blush, and it's just like an angled brush, and it's just $1. You can pick these up at Target, and I love it because it's perfect for these areas here. So this here is like, let me show you guys. It's so pretty because it doesn't have like big shimmer. It's kind of like in between sheen and shimmery, and it's not too much. It's just perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that on my cheekbones here. Can you guys see that? That highlight there? So now I'm just going to go ahead and take this little brush here, and this is one of the ones that came with that little 5-piece from Ulta that I bought, Studio Basics I believe, and I'm just going to blend my blush in so that there's like no harsh lines and it looks more natural here. So now that my face is done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try this little thing out and spray this on my face to set and lock everything in. Let's see how good this is. Ooh, totally just sprayed the side over there. I can't. So let's try this again. So while that sets in, I'm going to go ahead and do my mascara. And for my mascara, I'm going to be using my Telescopic Carbon Black by L'Oreal. And then I'm going to follow it by the Maybelline Colossal Cat Eyes. And for my bottom lashes, I use my Wet n Wild Mega Length. And I do have a video on how to get big, full, gorgeous lashes with drugstore mascaras. So this is with what my lashes look like now, and in a second you guys will see what they look like when they're all done. So now that my mascara is done, I'm going to be showing you guys the last part, and I'm going to actually be using my NYX Incredible Waterproof Concealer. And I mentioned this before, but this is like a dupe of the Emphasize by Tarte, and it's a concealer stick for your face or eyes or whatever. But what I like using it for is inside my waterline here, because it gives you that, you know, more bright awake look. So I'm going to go ahead, now that my mascara is completely dry, I'm going to go ahead and just apply that. The good thing about this is that it's waterproof, and the one by Tarte actually washed off right away. So I don't know if you guys can see, but this one has it and then this one doesn't. So this was only $5 and the other one's like $18. What I just applied is the NYX Little Waterproof Concealer. And then lastly, I'm going to be using my Tarte Exposed Natural Matte Lip Tint, and it's just like one of those little jumbo, you know, pencils by like Revlon and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this on my lips. All these Tarte little crayon looking things smell like mint, so they smell really good. And then I'm going to be using my washed off, so I can't tell what it was, but it's in the color Samantha. It's that Buxom or Bottom or something like that. I get them at Sephora, and it's kind of like a knockoff of the NARS Turkish Delight. It's that pale pink. So now my lips are a little nude with a little bit of gloss over it, but this is the finishing look here. So that completes my whole look for you guys today. And like I said, it's a very natural, nude, you know, looking face. Everything's very earth tone and flawless. If you guys can see my face, it looks completely different from earlier. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.